getting a hold of a lot of people through phone these past few weeks. Of course, my back is not where it needs to be, so I've been visiting some shops. I've been doing some stuff on the phone and catching up with a guy that I've known for a long, long time. And at some point, we're going to do an interview here on the YouTube channel. We're going to tell you how he first got into racing. Bobby Varin has been running at Outlaw Speedway, but an engine problem has them sidelined. They had a problem after the heat a few weeks ago. Currently 11th in points and hoping to get back there soon. But when I called him just now, he was actually underneath another race car getting a little bit of work done. Let's head out to Johnstown, New York, right next to Supply Wagon Rentals. That's the family business for Bobby Varin. How we doing, man?
Good, Doug. How are you?
Doing very well. Before we get to your stuff, how proud are you of the way things are going with your son? He is just killing it right now in the sprints.
Yes, he is. He's doing a fantastic job, and it looks like it's so much fun to drive. And that's what kind of has reiterated to me is it's a lot more fun when you have complete confidence in where your car's going, and he just feels really, really steady in that car. And he just feels like everything's right on the money.
Watching your kids do amazing thing. We almost need a new word for proud, don't we? We need something a little better than that, right?
Yeah.
Glad to see he's doing well. How about you? I understand you had an engine problem with the car you were running at Outlaw?
Yeah, that's Tyler Seru's car. It's the number 18 as well. But we've been running out there all season. And a couple weeks ago we had an engine problem, which put that car on the sidelines for right now. So we're just waiting on engine repairs, and I guess it's difficult to get parts and stuff like that. So
okay, he doesn't have a definite answer yet. We're recording this Thursday. Let's see, it's about 8:30 right now, so he could still possibly be in the car today. I'm airing this on Friday here, so we'll have to wait and see. But you have a brand new car, don't you?
Well, brand new frame and body. A very, very good friend of mine offered to. He saw that we were struggling and offered that if I would run one of these Troyer cars, they would take care of the bill. So we got a frame. They got a frame and body, and I just kind of switched my parts over. We were running a teal car, which we were starting to get the hang of there right towards the end, but this was an opportunity I just couldn't, let pass on by.
TD5, or is that new one with the kind of curved front end on the frame?
No, this is the TD5.
Okay. Do we know much about them at all?
Not too much. I met with Matt last week. Matt and Ryan came down from Troyer right to Outlaw Speedway, and that was pretty good. This whole deal came together through, Eldon Payne. And,
he's running Troyers too, right?
Yeah, Alex Payne is his son, who's done some pretty amazing stuff here for a young guy.
Yeah, he beat you a lot at Outlaw this year. He's really seems like he's really coming into his own, isn't he?
Yeah. So he's been doing a really good job, especially out there at Outlaw. I mean, he beat me the one night there, right at the wire. So he's been turning some heads, and Eldon with Speed Connection is kind of the man that made this happen as quickly as it was. This wasn't going to happen as quick as it did, but Eldon was excited to make it happen. So
nice.
They pulled some strings. I took the car out, and Alex and a couple of Eldon's guys thrashed on it for a week and got it ready to go, turned it around, and I raced it last Saturday. We didn't have the best of performance, but I picked it up at got home at 5:30 in the morning, Saturday morning, and raced it that night. So we didn't really get a chance to go through and fine detail everything. So that's kind of what we've been doing this week is kind of going over things and fixing a few of the issues. So I'll have a better feel for what's going on this week.
What were you doing when I called earlier? You said you were under the car? What were you doing?
Yeah, I was messing around with the drive shaft and, the torque arms and, greasing it up and making sure that our clearances were right everywhere.
Okay, gotcha. So we find anything that was off?
Not anything that was extremely off. We had a few little setup issues with positioning of shocks and, axle droop and stuff like that. But I think the car was for the most part, was pretty good. It's just it needed another once over, and we just kind of ran out of time. So that's what we're kind of messing with this week.
When do you get that car out again?
Saturday night. It's the final points night at Outlaw Speedway for the season, and we haven't had the best of a season. We struggled early in the season. We started to kind of get our act together there near the end. We had a couple of good top 5 finishes.
Okay, so that's the final points night, guys. They're going to, remember, the county fair always runs in there, so they always end a little early. And, of course, there's one more race you're going to really want to make sure you're ready for. That's that $53,000 to win deal.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were gearing up for. That's why Eldon wanted to get this car done as soon as he did, and not go into a race like that without a feel. So he made a lot of sense with that, and I just kind of ran with it. He kind of orchestrated the whole thing, so it was good. His connection with Troyer and everything, and Tony's been fantastic out to Troyer's too. So they've been really good for us.
Pretty smart people from what I could tell. So, and Kyle, we're thinking about you, man, and hoping you're doing all right today. That's Kyle Inman, so we're praying for you and hoping that you're going to get better. So what are we thinking about long term at this point? We're not ready to call it a career yet, are we? We want to keep going, right?
Well, we'll keep going. I enjoy racing, and although the cost of racing is getting way out of control, there's no question that you can't that a kid coming up the way that I came up through has no chance of even getting the opportunities to race anymore with the limited finances, and
Yeah.
So you got to have a few bucks behind you now if you even want to get in the seat.
Yeah, I mean, because when you got in, what year was it again?
I think I started racing in 84 or 85.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact year.
So what you would have spent on a modified there doesn't even get you a winning sportsman today. And that's just reality, right?
No, not even close.
Yeah,
and
not even
let's
close.
face it, these sportsman cars cost just as much as a modified car. The only difference right now is the cost of the engines.
Right.
But the cars are basically very similar and extremely similar in cost.
Well, let's go through some numbers. Roller now, isn't it like just minus engine, is about 35, isn't it now if I'm going new on everything? Is that about right?
Yeah, I would say you're looking at between 35 and 40 if you're talking a complete roller with tires and wheels and shocks and ready to race. I think you're going to be closer to 40.
And then throw in an engine that's been through the certification process and all the other stuff. You're adding another 10, so we might be looking close to $50,000 for a new sportsman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that doesn't consider anything for spares and tools and a trailer and a truck to haul it with and the fuel to get there.
Your helmet and everything else. Yeah. And depending on where you're running, you may or may not be running pump gas, so that's another situation for another day. So, well, how's business? We've got about a minute or so left. Let's talk about Supply Wagon. I was talking to Dan the other day. He said you guys are just so busy.
We are. We're very busy. We went to our new location, and we've been cranking it right out. Business just kind of opened up, and that's part of the reason why I kind of got behind with the racing stuff. Is
Gotcha.
I had to focus my attention on the business the last couple of years, and some personal stuff too, selling some properties and stuff like that, and kind of getting back to a baseline lifestyle, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. We got a little less than 30 seconds now. Run through quickly what kind of stuff are people renting at Supply Wagon?
Tents, tables, chairs, heavy equipment, bulldozers, skid steers, excavators, and portable toilets. And then we have all the small tools, nail guns and floor sanders and generators and all that kind of stuff.
How can people get a hold of you?
They can just call Supply Wagon Rentals at 518-848-3231.
Tell Doug sent you. He'll give you the ultimate deal, okay? So, Bobby, I'm glad things are going well. It's been nice catching up with you. Please keep in touch. And if you ever get out this way, man, let's have some fun like we did a few years ago, okay?
All right, bud.
Hit the blue E, subscribe. There's a thank you button there if you want to help. So we're going to be still here for a little bit in the studio and running around. We're hoping to get back next weekend. So you guys keep listening, keep subscribing, turn those notifications on, and we'll see you again soon.